You know, the whole point of In the Hall of the Mountain King is that it gets more hardcore. That it's just a perfect ramp up to, you know. In the Hall of the Mountain King.
What about In the Hall of the Mountain Scene? And it's an Indian song.
I think I really like.
In the Hall of the Mountain Fling. And it's just like a one-night fling.
Is it?
Oh, here we go. That's actually the song.
Yeah, this is the one.
What about in the Hall of the Mountain Bing? It's like a Chinese man named Bing. He's sitting in the hall.
I can't believe we missed out on that whole. What was it?
I know, what was it?
Warehouse.
I've heard this song a lot.
It's royalty free, I'm pretty sure. So we're all good.
Oh.
We're past the,
Alright, well then this is the beginning of the podcast.
Oh, but I don't know if this performance of it is royalty free. That's a good question.
I'm sure it will.
what is it? The Statute of Limitations or something like that?
Yo, what's up?
Statute of Limitations.
This is the Sausage Boys
That-
podcast.
That woman I raped. I think
No.
that's still.
No, that didn't
Weird
happen.
Question.
That didn't happen.
That's in the Hall of the Mountain.
No. Yo, what's up? This is the Sausage Boys podcast.
Ooh.
This is your host here, Jackson. As always, we have your boy.
What's good? It's in the Hall of the Mountain. Sing, and I'm an Indian man. I think if that didn't get up earlier. In the Hall of the Mountain Sing.
And we have a very special guest on today.
Where are they?
That's you. You're the guy.
Okay. Hello. I'm very special, allegedly.
I think you are. We've been meaning to have you on for quite a while now, actually.
I'm enthusiastic.
Asher.
Yes, that is my name.
And if you're a girl, your parents would have called you Gasha.
Is that true?
I don't know what they would have called me or if they would have cared. Asher can be androgynous. Maybe there's different spellings, but
Are there any girls called Asher?
What if you're a
Yes.
skater?
Oh,
You could
Ash.
change your name to Thrasher.
Oh, that'd be sick. Or just like the Asher, and you've got like a shirt. It's the Thrasher logo.
but I would
you
have a
get rid
hyphen
of the T.
between the R and the A.
We're gonna make that.
That's gonna be your logo.
We're gonna
the
make
Thrasher
that.
logo without the T.
And we're gonna sell that and keep all the profits.
Harasher.
Harasher.
Who Rasher?
I had to get off the bus because I was too busy harassing.
Harassing that woman and her child.
Yeah. No, but we have been meaning to have you on for like ages, man.
Okay.
Yes.
You're like one of my favorite comics.
Well,
I've
thank you
seen
very
doing
much.
doing the open mic circuit. So.
That's great to know.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it for?
I started in January of 2021. It is currently April of the same year, 2021.
So around the same time as us.
Gregorian.
I think literally we started the exact same time.
Yes.
Yes.
These guys look up to me. I'm like sort of big fish in comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, you killed it straight away, and you have this thing of like saying you never repeat a set.
Oh, that was for a while. I think I've thrown that out the window.
Ran out of material.
I
Saying
was-
that on your second week.
Yeah, I peaked early. My best set ever was my first set, and ever since I just kept trying to do new stuff, and now I've got nothing new. My brain's broken. I'm run out of steam.
I feel like I peaked early as well. That's what my girlfriend keeps telling me. Wait, peaked?
Peaked.
Or busted. I think I busted early.
I ran out of material when I was at that primary school. I wasn't wearing any clothes. I ran out of material. That's what I was trying to say as a defense. I've run out of material, sorry. Would that be funny going on stage and being like, I ran out of material, just going on stage completely nude?
I mean, there's a comedian who tries out new material and then pulls out a swatch of cloth and this is this is old material.
Oh,
So
that's-
it might be a
oh,
bit
that's-
derivative.
That's so hacky. I love it.
Yeah.
Like
Wait,
that's...
what is it? They pull out old material.
They list
Oh,
actual
I'm
just
gonna
like
go
some
back to my-
fabric.
Old material. I can't believe you just came up with that, Kareem.
See, already that's my closer, everyone. So, yeah, I'm not too keen about that. But that would be funny though, going up on stage nude. Like whenever you've got an opportunity to, I think that'd be a great kind of bit.
What if you got there and you're like, I want to try some new stuff, and like you just like
Have gay sex with a man.
I've never masturbated on stage before.
Oh,
I think several careers have already finished.
Because of that same.
That
Is it
sentiment.
good? What's so good about masturbating in front of people without their consent? Why does it feel so good?
Why do people love doing that?
Yeah, why is it such a thing?
We're referencing what Louis C.K. I suppose.
I assume that's the source of this conversation. I cannot speak for Louis, but
He's influenced you a lot, in comedy and outside.
his masturbatory technique is very innovative.
Well, he.
No.
Is it though? Has it been done before?
No, I'm
Maybe
not.
try
I'm not.
to-
I don't
mic-
think.
mic closer.
I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Sorry, I do not condone what Louis C.K. did, and I don't really have a lot of direction to go with it. It's
I
not-
don't condom it either. He wasn't wearing a rubber when he was doing it either.
I didn't Patton Oswalt say like aside from
I
all
did
the-
that first.
That's Patton Oswalt's joke. I know.
aside from all this terrible stuff, like where do you get the self-confidence to do that? Like, do you know how terrible people look masturbating? Like, how could you get
Oh.
off?
I think it's a
Oh my
disgusting
God.
thing. I think it's like, this is so disgusting.
Can you imagine?
That imagine someone having to watch this. I think it's in that area of like, I don't think Brad Pitt is going around masturbating in front of women. If he was,
Well, I hope as few people as possible are doing that.
I want Brad Pitt to masturbate in front of me.
But you don't,
I kind of do.
and that's the thing. So you don't want that.
I kind of do. Like, I think
but you would want to consent to that.
an average woman would want Brad Pitt to masturbate in front of them.
But they would
Do
want to
you think?
consent to it.
No, like, I don't know. I think the average woman, if they kind of walked into their house, Brad Pitt's in the corner masturbating.
Who's
They're not
averaging all of these women? I think they're a bigger monster than Brad Pitt or Louis C.K. Like,
women watching Brad Pitt.
no, whoever's combining all women into one,
You're looking
averaging
at
them
him.
into some sort of amalgam monster.
Yeah.
So
That's
basically, we're worse than
That's
Harvey
a bigger
Weinstein.
issue.
Well, you were touching on that earlier.
That child.
Your penis
that-
when I walked into my house.
Okay, yeah, wait.
No, no. When we were talking about what the Marvel movies, right?
Oh, yes.
Because I brought up and asked whether Asher was a fan of Marvel movies.
Yes.
Yeah, and I always answer yes, but I hate them. Not necessarily because I always do, but I feel like I need to be as big a judgmental prick about things as possible. So I feel like if I just say I love them, it's not enough opportunity to be rude about things.
So you watch all the Marvel movies.
Not necessarily. I don't think I've seen the second tour.
You just don't watch the one with women as the stars.
But the thing that I was touching on, like bringing that back up again, was when you were saying I judge them individually, kind of thing, rather than being.
Yeah, I think.
But people do that. People love to generalize stuff.
Yes, I mean, I guess
All men think this.
must be
All women think this.
advantageous to generalize sometimes.
Of
It's
course,
hard
it's
to
a-
speak for every party all at once.
Oh, I don't know. I feel when it comes to Brad Pitt masturbating when you walk into your house, I'm like 93% sure that over 50% of women would be okay with it.
But what's your?
It's Brad Pitt.
But the thing is,
Have
you're
over 50% of women heard of Brad Pitt?
I'm sure of it nowadays. Again, like think of like the generation who probably wouldn't know Brad Pitt. I would say under 20 would be kind of like the maximum age you could be without ever hearing of him. I think 21-year-olds are like, oh yeah, Brad Pitt. I don't know.
You a fan of Brad Pitt's acting technique?
yeah. What's he paying you, bro?
I'm a fan
He
of
said he
his.
would come and masturbate in front of in my house.
If I kept on saying that, I'm a fan of his under his arms,
You
in
would
between
not-
his chest and arm area.
You would not want to.
Fan of his pits. Brad Pitt.
You would not want to see him
What
You
if
would not
Brad
want to
Pitt
see
just had
any-
really bad BO, and that was like just a whole in joke. They call him Brad Pitt because he had like really bad BO all the time.
Boron?
boron Brit
Boron.
Pitt. Brad Pitt.
Bubonic orifice.
Is that what BO stands for?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things that
No,
could
body
stand
odor.
for. Body odor.
Oh no, you're talking BP, aren't you? Are you
British
talking?
Petroleum.
British
British Petroleum.
overruling.
What does Brad stand for? Big
Big penis.
radical.
Oh yeah, Brad. Do you think Brad Pitt has a
Big
decent
penis.
penis? Do you think it's wrinkly now?
I think he needs to get out of British Petroleum's pockets and start speaking for himself instead of for big oil.
I don't know. I don't oppose that idea whatsoever.
Brad's like, they keep giving me oil and I keep using it to masturbate in front of random people. That's just the way we roll.
And I still haven't had a problem with it. Every single one's consented.
Can we return to some structure, please? I feel
sure.
like I'm too tangentable, and I don't really know where we are. Can we have a reset of some sort?
Okay,
Oh,
what
no,
woman would you
well,
want to masturbate in front of you?
The crux of what I was trying to get at was like, can we... There is such generalization, but it almost...
What crux? Is that like... Would that be slang for like a crucifix? Yeah, I'm going on the crux on Wednesday. Sorry,
They're
guys.
taking the crux out of Cruxmas.
Do you think Jesus ever called his crucifixion like, yeah, I got to go to the crux? Imagine like you're straight up. You're in. Where's he from? Israel. And do you think he ever said at a point, he's like, man, I got to go to the crux on Thursday. Sorry, guys. Man, I got the crux on Thursday.
Do you think it was just an excuse so he didn't have to go to like his niece's christening or something he didn't actually want to do?
Yeah, sorry, Maggie. I got the crux on Thursday. I can't go to your daughter's performance of.
The Romans are like, yo, Jesus! And he's like, shut up, man. You're meant to be crucifying me. He just really didn't want to go. And then he rose again after the... he comes out. He's like, oh, yo. And they're like, yo, you're back.
Yo, you were meant to be... Jesus, you were meant to be crucified?
Oh, that's right.
I'm
the son of God.
4 days.
I'm the son of God. That's why I'm back.
You better be. You better be, because you had a lot of stuff you missed out on.
Yeah.
Your wife is not happy. Let's just say she's kind of happy that you got crucified when she found out you missed your
Jesus
daughters.
comes back out of the rock and Mary Magdalene's just walking along with another man.
He's like, Mary, seriously? 4 days? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
We're talking about, like how some inventions are like bound to be invented by someone else. Someone didn't. Like, do you reckon that's the same with like Judas Iscariot? Like people were working on crucifying Jesus. Like he's just...
Yeah, if not Judas, it would have been some other legend.
Yeah.
He was going to get crucified at some point.
Yeah, like...
That's the thing, just the way he was acting.
I know philosophically, like Judas Iscariot is like the best person in the Bible. He sacrificed his soul to eternal damnation for the sake of humanity. Like he's the hero of that story. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. He knew that by betraying Jesus, he was forgiving mankind's sins.
Have you read the Bible?
No, I haven't,
I'm not well versed in that actual part of it.
I just really connected with Judas. I feel his character.
You would have chucked. You're a
Judas.
You would have chucked J-Dog on the crux.
Jorge Luis Borges talked about it. That Judas is a philosopher of Argentinian descent.
Jorge Luis Bourgeoisie, and he's like always hanging around like the bourgeoisie, the celebrities.
Yeah.
So how do you know all these characters?
Words that have sounds.
I know
Then we'll stop.
We'll stop these terrible puns.
Crux has a purpose as a word, and we have belittled it for the last time.
Crux.
I think crux needs to go back to it's the core of an issue.
Or isn't the crucifixion? Do you think a crucifixion ever could be referred to as a crux?
I mean, it's all the letters are in place. Well, I mean, crucifix, not fiction.
Crucifix is a pretty cool word by itself.
Is crucifixion spelt with an X?
No.
Okay.
Crucifix. I'm getting the crux. You've just been a bit lazy with kind of the slang with the words. I'm just going on the crux.
But I've never heard that theory. That's an interesting theory that like Judas was actually the man.
Yeah.
But he would have been like, did they? I'm not sure if they swing it like the Bible, like the devil, like kind of made him do that, made him be a bad man.
What does das mean in
Das?
German?
The.
And was Judas Jewish?
Das is good, isn't it?
Das is good. Judas, do you think Judas, if Judas was Jewish, it could have been standing for Jew good?
Oh, maybe
is
it
Jewish.
Doesn't mean good. I'm not thinking straight.
Das is good.
No,
yes.
Die is the. Die, but die. You know, on The Simpsons? Sideshow Bob's like, that means the man, the but the.
Oh, really? Did that happen?
I don't know. I shouldn't take my facts from shows with yellow characters.
Das.
It's just always SpongeBob and Simpsons. That's all I can ever really draw from.
Anyway, back to you know a lot about the Bible.
No, I don't.
You just rang off like a million
I don't
characters.
know how to talk about Brad Pitt or masturbation or the Bible. I've just crammed myself into a corner of stuff I don't know that much about.
What's your
What do
biggest
you
thing?
know about?
Well, you know what? I probably do know about Spider-Man. I was talking about. I know about fabric material. That
Prove
was
it.
You know
Okay.
about Spider-Man.
It's like you're gay. Prove it. Kiss each other. You like Spider-Man? Prove it. Kiss Spider-Man. Yeah.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Prove it. Shoot your web all over me.
Yeah.
Shoot your web all over me right now.
Show me a green goblin. What would that even mean?
Smoke my Mary Jane. Upside down.
Oh, I
call Mary Jane my
when Mary
penis.
Jane was first introduced, it was when Stan Lee, was rid of Steve Ditko. So
Steve Ditko.
the
Die.
co-creator of Spider-Man.
It's too easy.
What about Mary Brain? She gives him brain upside down. Do you know how he she pulls his pants down? It's like, you know why they call me Mary Brain?
Because Stan Lee and Steve Ditko hated each other. What made Spider-Man good was that they were writing it at each other's throats. Like Steve would just draw the story before Stan had wrote anything, and then he would just send it to Stan here you are, and then Stan would have to try and make a story out of the illustrations.
Who's Steve Ditko?
He's
the
illustrator.
the illustrator and co-creator of Spider-Man. He made Spider-Man everything it was. It was his personality was the whole recluse, not wanting to.
He's Spider-Man.
I think. Sorry, I'm really bad at microphone. Because
No,
Jack Kirby came with the idea for Spider-Man, but it wasn't working well. So Steve Ditko made it everything that made Spider-Man popular.
Wow.
But Stan Lee and Steve Ditko hated each other, and one of the best Spider-Man stories ever, they weren't talking with each other. And then when he quit, Stan Lee was kind of free just to do whatever the hell he wanted with Spider-Man, and it kind of was just now no one's putting Stan Lee in check, and this is just
Now he's gonna bang a redhead.
Yeah, and so when Mary Jane was in the comics, she just was calling everyone dad as a 60s sexy thing. She's like, "What's up, dad?"
What's
not
up,
daddy-o?
daddy-o?
Daddy-o. She would just say dad with
What's up,
no
Dad?
Y or double D.
Is that a thing? I've never heard of that before.
It's not a thing, but no one was there to say, "Fuck off, Stan. You're not
Stan,
doing that."
no,
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense. He's literally got Alzheimer's. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like, yeah, he calls everyone dad. He calls him dad. He's like, Stan, okay. She's gonna call him dad.
Calls him dad.
And we're gonna make Spider-Man a black guy when he becomes bad. And it's like, how about we give him a black suit? How about he doesn't become a black guy?
But how else are you meant to? I don't think that was a comment on that, was it?
I think when
No,
Spider-Man became evil, he became a black guy.
No, he didn't become a black.
And it went from the actor Tobey Maguire to Michael B. Jordan.
He didn't
so
become a black guy.
how come Michael B. Jordan became Spider-Man for that period? He just became a black guy.
The black alien costume was only turned into a bad thing when they realized we've got to get rid of the suit. The original idea was the suit was, I think, a fan submission thing, redesign Spider-Man's costume, and that's what it'll be forevermore. And they liked it because it meant they had to draw less because it's just a silhouette basically. And that's easy.
great
Spider-Man will
story,
be a
though.
million times easier.
Great story though, right?
Yeah.
That whole
When he
alien
becomes-
saga.
When he becomes bad.
Yeah, he gets this alien juice on him and becomes a black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Smith just plays him.
It's one of
Oh,
the
hell no.
classic
Under the
story
suit, even.
archetypes.
So it's like, Toby, you could.
Yeah, you can still be
Continue.
Tobey Maguire. We don't have to change the actor to Will Smith.
Stanley's like, he's a black guy that says dad.
Even though he doesn't have one.
That's interesting, actually. Yeah, I had no idea about that.
I don't want to get stuck in that. Yeah, but there's stuff I know about, but
Spider-Man's your thing.
I'm a big
it's
nerd
thing.
for that kind of.
I'm desperately trying to get it out of my thing. It's pretty limiting having Spider-Man be your thing.
You know what
It's so
I'm trying to get out
popular.
of my thing?
I got someone I can get out on you right here, pal.
Couple webs, daddy-o.
Well, I mean, Spider-Man is the perfect metaphor for puberty, right? He starts growing hair in strange places and spraying out white gunk. It is a very deliberate.
Eddie has sex with a spider.
I reckon that probably has happened at one point in
Someone's
the
had
comics.
sex with a spider.
You can't do it. You can't. I've tried. You can't do it.
I mean,
Oh, with my
it's
penis, you can.
Isn't spider slang for something?
For kid?
for a root beer float.
No. For a pedo.
Really, spider?
Yeah, I think so.
You call me a regular Spider-Man, if you know what I mean. I'm just the average neighborhood Spider-Man. They're like, yes, sir, I don't know what this means. Yeah, technically, I can leave. I have to say that to the court. Spider-Man means I'm a pedophile. I have to go to every single door and say I'm your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So, technically, I'm doing the right thing.
So you were saying, Asher, that they wrote out that character, and that's why they made it an alien thing. Is that
Well, I think the black suit becoming a bad thing was to justify going back to the other suit. I think
because he got too powerful, right? That was the problem.
Yeah, but I think they created that issue when they realized they wanted to
Change
to
the
make it a bad thing. Like that came after the invention of the black suit thing.
Oh,
I think the black suit thing was, oh, look at this, he's got a new costume for this special event at the beginning, and then it became an issue.
Yeah, and then there's are you across it?
Yeah.
And then there's Venom as well. Who gets
he's extra black.
He gets the symbiote. Oh no, what is he? Tom Hardy or something like that?
Is that?
The most recent.
What does he
cinematic
do?
rendition
What does he do
of
that's
it.
really cool in the black suit?
He's just really powerful.
He does something bad though.
He
Like listens to rock
along the
music
New
or
York
something.
Street
Yeah, that's
City
what it is. What's he
boardwalk.
listening to?
He's just clicking to James Brown.
Which again, because James Brown represents the devil, he's another.
Oh,
black
he gives
man.
him the fingers as well. He like gives some girls the
He's
finger
acting
guns.
like a black guy.
Toby Maguire
So what's
would
up,
never-
mama? Damn, Shawty, you looking hella thick. He just starts acting like a wigger.
You want to come finna smoke this blunt
He's like,
on
yeah,
my stoop? He like moves the house and everything. Just
Stan, we don't need him just lining up in KFC.
Excelsior!
This is him playing basketball for like 10 minutes. Like, Stan.
This is the movie now.
He just gets shot by the police and it takes a completely different turn. Anyway, that's how we would rewrite Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you could go back in time, you might as well just fuck shit up. Like, there's nothing sacred. Even the good stuff that you like, if you have that capacity. Sorry, I'm not a good. I just got scared.
What?
Sound.
Oh, don't get scared.
Audio
Sam.
medium.
Don't get scared
I'm a
of
very
it.
visual comedian. People
You're a visual
laugh
guy.
at my head twitches.
You could do
It's great.
some.
You're very
Do you want me
funny.
to narrate? I can kind of narrate you as you're speaking.
Oh wait.
He
how does
thought
that-
he closed his eyes, touched his hearing.
Oh yeah.
That's
Okay.
how it works.
Peter Darker. That's what they called him when he was the black guy as well.
This is how it works. This is how it works. Try and move on. Katos thinking about something from 2 minutes ago.
It takes me a while, okay?
That's just
Takes
what it
me
is.
a while. This is what it is. Anyway, so actually, you're a big man on Spider-Man.
There was a black
No
Spider-Man.
good.
Oh, there is, I guess. Miles Morales.
Yes, he's.
Oh, that's true.
He's pitched as both Latino and African American.
So
I
he's
think-
loud. He listens to loud music
Oh.
late at night, and he...
2 spiders with 1 stone. Am I right?
Well, I think that was a weird argument that was happening at the time.
I don't think
I
I'm right.
remember I was in my last overseas holiday in the United States when they announced they were introducing the Miles Morales character, and that was when I was obsessed with Colbert. And Colbert's joke was, "No, it's not enough. What are his origins? Was he a black guy bitten by a radioactive Latino, or a Latino bitten by a radioactive
that's
black
good.
guy?" I'm not much for racial humor, but I always remembered that because that was my comfort while I was jet lagged, just watching Colbert every second I was away.
Talk
from the
about
news.
Spider-Man being
You're a
black.
big fan of Colbert as well, right?
I like me some Colbert. You remind me of Colbert visually.
That's good to we were talking about who's my favorite comedian. I was saying stand-up wise, it's probably Dimitri Martin, but I've got all these comedians that aren't stand-ups that I love, and like top 2 are
Jim
Amy
Carrey?
Sedaris and Stephen Colbert, who are often a duo.
Right.
So yeah.
You do kind of remind me. Is that your biggest influence, Dimitri Martin?
I don't like to think I have an influence because everything's my influence. Like my life's my influence, and what I watch. Like I don't want to be replicating someone. I just want to be me. So,
But I guess it does depend on like what comedy you enjoy.
But I, as far as I can tell, I give much shorter jokes than a lot of other comedians. A lot of people are anecdotal.
They
and
call
I
my
don't- I
penis
don't-
jokes.
Sorry.
They call my penis jokes.
I've joked
Much
about
shorter.
my penis once, and I've got a
Shorter
thing.
jokes.
But yeah, like so Dimitri Martin is very sort of a bit more puns, like short jokes.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm a lot closer to that than a bunch of the other people I'm around. Absolutely. So maybe he's one of my key influences.
Yeah, because I know your style for the listeners as well. Asher, you look very. Who would you compare yourself to?
Style-wise?
Yes,
Well,
and visually.
People know that I'm ripping off Matt Smith's 11th Doctor Who a huge amount with my get-up.
Right.
You're a Doctor
Yes,
Doctor
you
Who
are.
fan?
I'm a fucking I can't get out of Doctor Who. I know too much about Doctor Who. It's
Wait, I missed the name. Doctor Who?
precisely.
No. What's the doctor's name?
Unknown at this juncture.
Doctor Who's on third.
Who's on first? Yeah.
It's just a.
Well, that's a joke that has been done, I think, on Robot Chicken. They put
really?
Tom Baker in a scarf on a first base at a base, and they just said, "Get it," and then did the ch. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
Man, I love having you on, but you got to stop calling us out on our
Yeah, I know.
happiness.
Sorry, I'm doing it actually to compensate against myself because I don't think I'm saying anything interesting, so I might as well tell other people's
Everything.
jokes. Yeah. So,
What were you doing in the States when you were there?
oh, my dad works for an American company, and they asked for his company, and my mum said, "Please take us with you, so we have something interesting to say about our lives for once." And so we were in the States for 5 weeks.
Whereabouts?
Where'd you go?
Well, so he's predominantly Chicago, Illinois, but we
Sweet.
had
So he's black.
a few holiday destinations.
People.
Well, I think that was probably a discussion that was had with me that like.
Is your dad black?
He wasn't until his
I-
alien
Like
came and bit him. Yes.
what's the word? Is some like
You can't say that word.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh.
What do we call them? What did I call them? Me and my family while we were over there in the States? No, we can't call them that here on the
But
podcast.
like,
no.
everything's very segregated in the US, like as far
As
as
it should be.
districts are. Right, like what's
I don't
the
agree
word?
with
Is
that.
it
Sausage Boys does not condone that message.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do condone segregation.
We don't
I mean,
condone
it's just
segregation.
class and race are very intertwined.
Yeah,
And,
especially in
and that's-
Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. So it's there's a word for it that for like where you call an area that's stuck with one race or one class, right? It's
Demographic.
It's no, like it's like
Demographic, isn't it?
like similar in the same vein as slums or
Ghetto.
or
Housing.
ghettos, but I think there's another word for it. But yeah, like that was a new thing to me. So I guess we must have talked about race a bit there in
Chicago.
in regards to that. But like
But only in that
as
capacity.
far as I know, like like because I've been going to the city, I'm around people that talk about their race, but I only just realised that in my area growing up, it was far less diverse ethnically.
Where'd you
than the
grow
average- in the northern beaches around Manly.
Oh.
There's definitely people of other races, but like it was never a discussion. Like no one talked about it, and I thought that was just how Australians were. But then I realised, oh no, wait, I'm around a very undiverse crowd compared to what I'm seeing now. Hanging around the CBD a bit more.
Yeah, especially
So,
Northern Beaches is basically you just see the same guy. It's kind of like the Ocean Alley. You got the black guy in it, and everyone else looks like the rest of the band.
But having said that, like, I wonder if that kind of environment breeds acceptance of people. Because there was I grew up in a similar environment. It was like primarily white, but then like there were definitely people that whose families came from like Asian descent. There were people who were like Islander descent kind of vibe. But it's just like I've grown up with all these people and it's never even been a topic of discussion.
Well, yeah,
Their ethnicity.
I was raised to
Yeah,
have good
yeah.
values. I always know how to be ethical and moral, but sometimes there might be a few blind spots. But it's not like
You're talking about black people, blind spots. They're dark. You can't see them.
That's
Is that what
one
you call
way
black
of putting
people in
it.
the Northern Beaches? Oh yeah, we got a few
But-
blind spots on the beach today, boys.
But my,
No,
my
like,
point...
there are different ethnicities there. It's just not so much that it's talked about as much around my new friend groups in the city.
But yeah. And in saying that, though, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is because, like, it's just not even a thing. If you're a kid and it's not part of what's going on around you, you're not seeing problems between any kind of peoples. You're just like everything's.
Yeah, so
everything's- why wouldn't I just obviously just be like?
Yeah, we're not trained to lynch someone for looking different. Like,
I think it's the opposite. I think the places that are really racist are that because it's like
My dad
We have
trained
to-
me to lynch people. That's the difference.
I don't actually know what lynch means. I just know it's a good word for describing doing
Black
something
people.
it's like 2
discriminatory.
steps down from cruxing someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to get you to say.
2
I'm glad
steps
I
up from
fed you with
masturbating
that.
in their kitchen without their
Yeah.
consent. Yeah. But I don't know, like, where does that come from? Because I know the States are a lot more...
I thought it
on
would
the-
kind of be the opposite. And again,
Yeah.
like I guess with your upbringing, like in Ulladulla, the
Oh,
difference.
you're an
with-
Ulladulla.
He's an
Yeah.
Ulladullan.
Oh, I'd go to Ulladulla all the time.
Oh,
Really?
My great grandfather lived there and hung out quite a bit.
Oh,
You
really?
Probably must have literally passed each other on the street at one point.
I'm surprised we didn't notice you because, like, me and everyone there, like, we're all black, so...
They call it the Chicago. We were in Chicago. That's the suburb, the area of Ulladulla we're from.
No, but that's nice that you're familiar with it, too.
Yeah.
It's such a nice area.
I got a Spiderman action figure from one of the last Civic videos in existence at Ulladulla. It was great.
Oh, it's an Anytime Fitness now.
Oh no!
That joint. I know, it's completely the opposite. Like, I'm going to go get some Red Frogs and watch Spider-Man, and now it's,
I'm
gonna go-
So I'm gonna get a red rocker
watching
watching these Mary Janes.
Yeah.
That's what it is through the window, and it's like, sir, please, you have to stop staring at the women.
something about Sandman.
Do you reckon I could get free food the same way you were looking for a Brad Pitt masturbation session if I call it out? On the way to Ulladulla, not in Ulladulla, I would always go to East Lynn Pies. Best pie in the world.
East
Nah,
Lynn
Hayden's Pies is the best pies.
Oh,
Sorry? Who's-
Hayden's Pies. He gives you the best
No,
cream
those-
pies in the world.
I know Hayden's Pies. There's no East Lynn.
I've
Hey-
never tried East Lynn's, but yeah.
Hayden's is in Ulladulla, isn't it?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to be mean to Hayden's. It's just they didn't sell dessert pies, and I'm not for the Australian meat pie. I
don't do a
like
meat
dessert
pie.
No, I don't enjoy meat pies. I like
What?
dessert pies, which would include literal cream pies as well. I
You
guess.
enjoy cream pies.
Well, I've never had one. Like I said, I tried to make one for Christmas.
Have you done one
I tried to make an eggnog cream pie for Christmas, but
to your girlfriend?
but I thought.
You put eggnog on her after you.
Let the man speak.
Well, I
Nice,
thought no.
nice,
I was only going that way because I knew you would interrupt me with something like that, and I have nothing funny to say, so I thought it would be slightly funny if I started talking about real cream pies, and then you were whatever the sexual cream pie is that I'm not fully.
And ladies and
cognizant of.
gentlemen,
I was only
it
going.
worked.
I was only going
It
that
worked.
way because
so
it was
this bit
Christmas,
is-
and I
this
like
bit
to
is
be with
dumb.
gay men. Well, Christmas.
But wait, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, just like in general, like where. Yeah, I don't know. I think you have to be taught how to be racist or to want to like segregate.
No,
I
I
think,
think
Like there are
instinctually.
some like really
it doesn't
like.
come
It
naturally.
does to me.
I think like
Does to me.
racism comes from a slight biological place. Like there'll be some slight instinctual racism, but nowhere near the degree, or like it wouldn't have an effect the same way. Like I feel like there was a study like people hooked up to either MRIs or CAT scans or something where
Talking about me.
yeah where they're
That was studying.
like if they show someone being like tortured or hurt or like someone like having their hand stabbed just like a part of their body, people will flinch more if the skin tone matches theirs closer apparently. So and I feel like that must be something that is unavoidable.
It's like
Where
you go for the guy in
that's
the-
biological.
You go for the
Maybe.
guy in
Wait,
the
they will
fight.
flinch more if the skin color matches theirs.
Well, I mean, I guess flinch. I was being a bit metaphorical. Like whatever a flinch is in the MRI reading.
oh, like a little
So-
jump or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like adrenaline or whatever.
I meant white
So you
people
get
would lynch
more-
more if they.
Is that a positive or negative thing?
Well, it means that we relate to our own race at least slightly more than other races. But like race is so.
Yeah, because you're
It's-
probably
it's
you're
so
probably thinking about
non-existent.
your mum and dad.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? You're probably thinking
Yeah.
about the parents and the people who you're.
Oh, and you like if you're watching a boxing match, there's a black guy and a white guy. Who's the guy on average you're gonna go for? I always go for the black guy. My mum,
Yeah.
like everyone in my family, kind of goes for the black guy just because we're kind of pro-black.
I don't watch boxing,
Right.
but I would go for the story. Like if I were going to watch it, I would try and figure out the actual athletes.
If the
history,
white
right?
guy gets punched, you're gonna be like, ooh. If he's getting punched out, you're gonna be like, come on, man,
Nah.
fight back.
Nah.
No,
You
I don't-
would've
I
been.
don't think
No,
that's-
not a chance, bro.
I think that's a
Really?
completely different
Yeah.
context.
No, it's
than-
pretty like there's a black guy and a white guy. You know nothing about them. There's just their skin color.
There
Which
is-
guy are you gonna root for?
there
You see
is-
it on
Well,
the
I
TV.
mean,
There is the one
actually,
where-
I would probably if I'm just thinking about race and that's my only option, I'd probably root for the black guy because people
The
trained
what
to
guy?
love underdog stories, and black people are one of the more recently subjugated people, so
Okay.
they're the underdog, right?
So you're gonna go for the underdog.
Even if that's not true.
Oh, yeah,
if
you know,
I'm
but the
just
idea.
thinking about race historically,
I'm gonna
I
go for
would
the
consider
underhog, the one with the
slavery
small penis.
to be a step down from non-slavery.
So I'm
right?
going for the white guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So
That makes sense. Yeah.
That actually does make a lot of sense. Yeah, you go for the underdog.
I don't think you.
and even like I mean, chances are the black guy might not be the underdog at all. But if I'm living in a box where all I'm told is the ethnicity of two people punching each other,
What an existence.
yeah,
You're living in a box, hearing the ethnicity of two people. Yeah. Sorry.
It's like some weird, like a hypothetical question, like, oh, that means you want to have sex with your mother if you say the black guy won. Like, it's like some.
Well, let me just say it now. The black guy won.
Yeah. if you're that's like some sort of Freudian therapy trick question.
If you say the black guy won, you're gay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you went for the black guy.
I'm not saying nothing.
I'm not saying anything. Wait, so you grew up in
I'm not
Northern
saying
Beaches?
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you go surfing?
Oh, like I gave it a go like once every 5 years or something. I'm pretty not into moving my body. Like I my entire life was a computer screen, and I think coming into the city has made me a bit more physical. Like stand up has made me a bit more physical, but like
stand up.
But like like all of high school, like all I wanted to do was be on Adobe Illustrator on my computer, just drawing shit.
What would you draw?
Oh, well, it was all
White
those...
guys beating up
Beating
black
up
guys.
black guys, yeah.
Well, it ties back to what we're talking today. I was like all the screen printing stuff and like superhero designs and things.
Superhero designs yourself.
Sorry, yeah.
You just turned all the black superheroes black. Sorry,
Green
I know,
Lantern
I know,
be better as God.
But now I'm a bit more. I'm a bit better at interfacing with reality, so I'm not in that boxing box. I'm not so. I see my world not in the computer, and I think stand up is a lot to do with that. But also
Getting away from the
just
computer.
getting out. Yeah, but yeah, Northern Beaches. Entire time actually paying attention to it, I just didn't want to be in any world, let alone the Northern Beaches. So
Right.
COVID was the best year of my life, no joke. 2020
I loved it.
was the greatest year of my life.
I'm having a good time.
I absolutely loved COVID. I was so happy.
Yeah, I was
It's worth it.
I was never seeing people before COVID. I was
Sorry,
just
I'm
bottled up in
chucking
my
my
room in quarantine every second of my life before COVID. And then
Same.
COVID was this, like, as people started to reintegrate into society, like that was my perfect transitional period into actually understanding what it's like to go out and meet people. Like,
Because did you feel kind of more inclined to be like, okay, I've had an actual year where everyone's been like me. Now
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of be part of society.
yeah, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, I lost 35 kilos. It was,
Wow.
Yeah, like,
You wouldn't have done stand-up if COVID didn't happen?
if the reality that happened within COVID didn't happen, no. I felt better about myself all last year, which encouraged me to do stand-up this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
I think
good.
that honestly
Really
happened
good.
with most people in the world. I think there were so many people. The ones that didn't die of COVID.
Maybe we should just speak for Australia, because Australia has been very fortunate.
I'm going to speak for women.
Okay.
When we got a feed before, there was a guy sitting right next to me on the next table, and he sneezed maybe like 10 times. That's not cool, bro.
I was
Stay
doing-
home or
That ain't
something.
cool.
Don't do that.
I got some wasabi stuck in my throat, and I was coughing up a storm in a restaurant.
there?
the
What you
other
gave?
day.
Oh,
you
at a
gave a
different restaurant.
you gave a Japanese guy a blowjob. What do they
Um,
call their semen? Wasabi. Japanese people. They shoot their wasabi.
It's
in
normally
someone's-
horseradish, but sometimes if you get the authentic, it's real wasabi.
Horseradish.
That's what they use for most wasabi.
I've
It's
heard
not
that.
real wasabi.
Really?
No, because it's
Too
it's a
easy.
goddamn hassle to grow. Sorry.
I've never actually noticed that.
No, I don't even know if I had real wasabi. I was coughing more at that wasabi
They
than...
do. It's just really expensive.
Well, it does
real wasabi.
exist.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if any of the places I've been have had... I've never been to Japan, so I definitely haven't had wasabi in Japan, so...
Yeah.
But you've been to
Like,
World
appar-
Square
like,
and you
the,
call
the
that
second
Japan.
biggest grower of wasabi in the world is Tasmania. Like, I think the only two places that
Oh,
grow
really?
is Tasmania and Japan. Yeah.
Tasmania. That's why the Tasmanians are so spicy, I guess. Or that's what they say themselves. There's something like in wasabi that makes
People
people kind of want to stick together, or
have sex with their sister. Do you know that stereotype?
Be really
Tasmanians.
late in the game for making homosexuality legal.
or really.
Oh, did they?
tentacle
They were,
porn.
weren't they?
I think that was like 70s or 80s or something.
Let's cut them off, bro.
Who?
Why do we need him? Why do we need Tasmania? That's all I'm saying.
Tasmania, or
I guess it's good for
Japan.
tourism or something.
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm gonna quickly fill this bad boy up.
It's because of
Yeah.
I think Warner Brothers has been encouraging us to keep it with us this whole time
Warner
for
Brothers.
the devil's sake, Tasmanian Devils.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think Australia's cool compared to the rest? Like when you're in the States, if people would hear your accent and everything.
I was 11 years old. Like, it wasn't that. So like, do I think it's cool that Australia?
Do you think other people think it's cool?
Oh, other people surely do. I kind of realized that I don't really want to generalize about Australia, like, or any country really. Australia is the country I was born in, but like it's like people are different, and Australia, like even if we're a small population, it's still a population of millions, tens of millions. Like how can you encapsulate any one experience just based on the governing body that covers everyone? Like, how do I know what Australia really is? Like all that, like when people say, "Oh, Australia's about mateship." Like, even if it could be about mateship, what the fuck does mateship mean? Like, everyone in the world has friends.
No, they don't. You can make generalizations, and usually stereotypes, for the most part, are true. An Australian person, for the most part, is a certain type of way.
I think it's all...
A Canadian, a Brit.
It's just, it's like culture is made up of marketing. Because, like, the culture in a household is what 5 people say to each other. That is the culture. And then we have people who can express that message to the masses. They go, this is this. It's just, it's all...
No, I think it's environment.
I kind of agree.
Weather, environment, kind of how the people got here, like what native group was here beforehand.
But
like
the fact that narrative is shared then is manipulated.
I don't even think it's manipulative. I think it's just like straight up influence. There are just influences. Like, again, the Australian accent, we're so kind of like drawly just because we kind of have an English accent mixed with like the indigenous languages.
Someone told me the Australian accent is just entirely due to alcoholism. I have no idea if that's true, but I've heard that.
That's a diss to Aboriginal people.
No, it's
not.
Well,
if it actually does have to do with indigenous...
We speak English.
If it does have to do with indigenous influence, that is unfortunate that we think it's alcoholism.
Yeah, because I guess like the indigenous languages are very kind of drawly, very like...
Is it? I didn't know. But the other thing is like, you would think that... You know, the invaders wouldn't have taken much inspiration from the indigenous accent, considering how poorly they were treated, right?
But like, it's around you, though. You don't really, you don't even have to necessarily like a person, to take that actual influence.
Okay.
Here's what I want to know. Like, imagine you go to a new place and you're talking to a different group of people and whatever, completely different language for the first time. How do you adapt that? How do you understand what each other is saying at all?
Well, I don't understand how I'm speaking English as a baby. Like, I've always found that fascinating. It's ridiculous.
You're a baby?
Apparently.
As my ex-wife says.
So I've been told.
When I try to see the kids.
But, like, my dad learned... He refuses to admit that he still knows German, but everyone knows he does. He just refuses to use it and says, no, I don't. But he learned German.
No.
Only when he's cussing out the Jewish family next door.
Yeah.
Suddenly he knows German all of a sudden.
He learned German just by being thrown into Germany. Like, he was just like...
Really?
He was just went to Germany and was, like, just forced to learn it by necessity, just being there.
So he's German?
No.
Or he lived in Germany.
You were talking last episode 28 with Lachlan McAllister about heritage. Like, I think there's been like...
Oh boy, were we.
There's been...
What's your least favourite race, Asher?
Every comedian either just goes 100 meter or like a clerics in like D&D or something.
Yeah.
Like, you just pick a D&D race or to diffuse that.
That's good.
What's that?
Oh, if someone says
his favorite race.
I've heard at least like 2 different open mics where people shout out, "What's your favorite race?" And everyone just goes either they pick a D&D species or Dungeons and Dragons species or some sort of Olympic sport.
Again, you're calling us hacks.
Yeah.
My favorite race is against
It's because we are.
My race is against my favorite.
So I don't have to answer.
My least favorite race is against my homosexual thoughts. I'm racing against them every single day, racing away from them.
Yeah.
So anyway, German. Yes,
there's 2 people in my family who have one's dead now, but who got into the whole ancestry, looking up your history thing. But they generally keep it to themselves. They don't really talk about it with the family.
Also, they're just straight up German.
Or no. Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know my heritage. I know my surname. Well, I know one of my surnames is Irish, so I have literal Irish heritage. But no one talks about our Irishness. Like, I wasn't raised with any religion. I was So, and I know Christianity, Catholicism speaks for the Irish community, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I was till I was cognizant of death when I was like a toddler, when I was like 2, and I would spend all the time just crying thinking about
wow.
death.
Wow.
And then when I was kindergarten, when it was time for scriptures, like no one taught me what religion was. My family didn't mention any religion at all. And kindergarten at primary school, we were off. The first grade of primary school is called kindergarten, which is German root. Oh my god, hysterical callback.
Yes,
but
kindergarten.
Kindergarten,
it's a
where we learn
garden for
about
children.
Spider-Man shooting ropes over the children.
Like
I mean webs. I mean webs.
basically, we were given the option to do scripture or non-scripture, and I hate drawing because I have no hand-eye coordination, and non-scripture was drawing. So I was like, I just want to do whatever the hell the thing is that's not drawing.
Well, you hate drawing, but you drew.
Well, that's why I love Illustrator, because I don't draw. I just use the mouse. I don't use a tablet or anything. I just love slowly using mathematical points to actually have a computer do the work for me.
Right.
So it brings the science.
That was liberating to actually have it be like vector graphics, have like everything in a millimeter precise grid. But
so I could measure my penis.
I've never done that before. I don't know if I assume my penis. I think it's at the very most average from assumption. But I don't
what's
know what
average?
Well, I don't know. Take a note.
How about you just take it out?
I think my penis is average as well. Like everyone's got a pretty big penis, right? That's like the average, like real, like just perfect.
But if everyone's average, then if big is average, then big isn't big, right?
That's true. You couldn't even use that term.
It's a paradox, man. But
Alright, you guys are gonna get the fuck out of my house.
I got stuck in a Christian class, and the guy just was talking for an hour straight under the assumption we all knew what God is. So he was just straight on going, here's the thing about Jesus. He's like ice cream. There's 3 flavors and shit. And like, I went home and
how
I
many
said,
flavors of Jesus?
He tastes real good.
I sincerely went home and to my parents and I said, the school let some crazy person in the classroom just talking about ice cream and some weird bearded man the whole time. I have no idea what they're talking about. And then they sent me to another...
Some weird bearded man made you lick his ice cream cone.
They sent me to another scripture class and who actually knew how to explain what religion was. And I was like that.
And then I became a Muslim.
And that was a huge relief.
Here I am today.
Like there is an upside to death. Like it's not. There is some.
Oh, and that's bull. Wait, are you religious?
No, I'm not anymore. But
so it's bullshit. They instilled you with false confidence in. Just
the
quickly
upside to death is you get 51 versions, isn't it?
Just quickly, we'll go back to this. But
saying that in the Muslim
Jesus didn't actually have a beard. Did you know that?
I don't think they were talking about
he was never married.
What?
He was never married. He didn't have a beard. Thank you. You can come see jokes of that quality at Crown Comedy every Thursday. Sorry, yeah. So
I don't think I understand that.
Oh,
If you wanna
beard's
break
like-
that down. Is beard a euphemism?
Yeah. A beard is having a wife that you're not attracted to, but you just have her around to make up for you being gay.
Oh, okay.
Gay men will have like a beard. Like Hugh Jackman has a beard. The Rock has a beard. Beard wives. Usually they're kind of unattractive women.
But anyways, so you were saying something about getting a beard.
But yeah, I was never raised religious or raised to care about my
beard.
my DNA backstory, like where my family hails from. Like we never cared about any of that stuff.
Hails from?
Hey.
But you can't shake it, can you? It's woven.
Yeah.
But do you feel a certain way about that getting like burnt into your psyche?
About what being burnt to
The
myself?
religious kind of thing.
It wasn't burnt to myself. It was a very like me choosing just to suss it out thing, and like I kind of like I just naturally caught wind like, oh, this doesn't really hold up, like just within like maybe at least a year of doing it. Like I just figured it out on my own. Like, yeah, this doesn't make sense, but I actually really like the teacher, so this is a fun time.
He was a hot guy.
I don't remember their attractiveness. That wasn't a consideration.
Oh, so you're saying what I believe in stupid then? Believing in Jesus.
No, I'm saying that's
We're a Christian
not how I
podcast.
choose what to believe in.
Oh, so you're saying he's
I don't
fake?
base my judgments on physicality.
Oh, so you're saying Jesus is fake. What was the thing that made you kind of like didn't really add up when it came to Christianity?
Oh, I don't know. I don't actually remember. I just
being on someone's deathbed and they're like, I'm not going anywhere.
Like my entire
Except a hole in that
presence in the
ground.
class was argumentation. Like I was a dickhead, but the teacher loved it.
Mm.
Like I would
Really?
I would just question shit.
That's very rare for a scripture teacher.
Yeah, and I remember those times fondly, and I remember sincerely liking the teacher as well. But it was like debate for me, and I guess maybe that's who I am.
No, I like that. So you were just debating in class.
Yeah, I think so.
Being like, wait, that doesn't add up. You said Jesus was here on a Wednesday.
You know, I remember like I was crying and hysterical when they were talking about when like a substitute,
you found out Jesus
when a
rose
substitute
again.
came and they were talking about
Oh, we killed him.
they were talking about how
Wait, a substitute what?
a substitute scripture teacher came one day and they
What?
and they were talking.
Why would
about,
they do? What? They just like masturbated in front of the class and came. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
They substituted the cum for something else. I'll think of the rest of that joke later.
Okay, yeah.
That's more the style of this show.
So the substitute teacher came.
Yeah, and they spoke about like Judgment Day. There'll be a day of reckoning where like even those in heaven will be judged again to see if they can. And like I was just like, wait, this is not the religion I've been taught at all. And like, what bullcrap is that? This is horrible. Why are my friends believing? I can't be around these people who sincerely believe that. Like I was just thinking about it. Like if God is a judicial system. You can't
system.
You can't do take backsies on that. Like that's you can't.
A day of reckoning, a day of getting neckening, where everyone gets neck. That'd be pretty good.
It's a good method for keeping people in line.
I've been really wanting to like embrace Judaism. I don't have apparently like a great descendant might have been Jewish from something I've heard, but I'm not.
They
Jewish.
do sound great.
They might be. I don't know. I've been wanting to embrace Judaism just because of the whole underdog thing.
Just because it'll help my career. It'll help my career in stand-up comedy and the
I
entertainment industry.
Like you were saying, when I was saying like, well, if I had to just profile boxes for their race and knew nothing else about them, I'd go for the black guy because technically with slavery being an history, the black guy's the underdog. I feel like Judaism is the underdog because Christianity is just so goddamn popular. And like when you were talking, I made the joke about the war on Cruxmas as opposed to the war on Christmas. Like
episode title.
Yeah, that really that really bugs me that my family celebrates Christmas and we're not religious just because of the whole war on Christmas people. Like they've ruined Christmas for me. I only want to rebel against it because of how overly passionate people are about that imagery. And
about the imagery of Christmas.
Yeah, like
there is nothing religious in my family when it comes to Christmas at all.
So no pedophilia, no molestation then.
Oh no, sorry, there is. Yeah, never mind.
That is very religious. Then
We're licking a bearded man's candy cane.
No, but like I don't.
Sorry, I just assumed you were going in that direction, so I made a.
We
always.
No,
I was surprised by you doing that. I was not going in that direction.
Yeah, I've got.
I was going in the other direction, which is gay.
Yeah, sorry.
I go in that direction.
That's not really me. I'm just trying to anticipate shit.
I know.
No. I was just gonna say my family isn't religious, like at all, and like when it comes to Christmas, so it's funny to hear you say like that would be something you'd try and fight against or whatever.
Yeah, and yeah, like I don't actually care. It's just I feel like, you know what? Might as well just shake things up a bit.
Right.
Because like Christmas food is the worst food. Like it's
what?
No, like
pretty great.
Well, I mean, it's so good that it's
my dad makes me eat his penis on Christmas.
Actually, were you gonna say something interesting? Do you want to talk?
My grand.
Sorry, no, please. Go on.
No.
Youngest child's called Fing.
Rudely.
We shake him up on
love
Christmas.
To hear
He's a
whatever,
baby.
I don't.
Oh well, I just think it's interesting. Like my family, yeah, it's just like there is no kind of connection between religion and any Easter. Never mention Christ. Never mention any of that.
Yeah.
Just give out presents and fillet each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's Christmas.
And that's the same way it's been for us. But there actually is a religious part of my family now that I've noticed. But like all the higher ups, the grandparents and my parents aren't religious.
The higher ups, who do you call that? The Jewish side of the family.
The executive officers of the family. Yeah. But yeah, like I feel like I want to embrace Judaism even though I have no actual place in it, just because Christianity is so popular, and I like that it's similar, but it's almost like the underdog because
you
they
like
came
the underdog,
first,
yeah,
and they're not the popular one. And I think that's a little bit by design. Like Judaism isn't as big into recruiting as Christianity is.
You're either in or you're out. But I guess that's probably also your Irish instinct. Oh, actually, no, is that more Scottish? Yeah.
I love Judaism as well. Like the origins of it and everything like that is like fascinating compared to the way Christianity was monopolized and then enforced by nations who didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting thing. Whereas Judaism has fought forever. Even Islam. Again, very inclusive, but kind of about like, let's try and pitch this idea to this like empire, and then they can
choose for themselves.
Go and recruit everyone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Are we talking about the same thing?
I think so. I don't have a lot of knowledge, so I'm not.
You're in the right place.
Yeah. I mean, they're all Abrahamic religions, so they're not necessarily that different, but religion's interesting. I've got this thing, it really pisses me off that Mormons are called Christians, because the exact difference between Mormons and Christians is the same difference between Judaism.
Mormon, I'm going to join that religion.
Between
Where's that happening? I could do with some more men around me. So you grew up on the North Shore. What, any crazy experiences? Like, it's pretty sheltered on the northern beaches, I mean.
I feel like I'm the crazy experience.
Because you're not Northern Beaches-y at all.
Well, I've noticed that a lot of people think I don't know how to articulate geography, and I just assume everywhere's the same. But I've noticed a few comedians that don't do very well on stage mention that they're either Northern Beaches or North Shore, and bring this elitist attitude as this joke. But it's also a bit sincere, and they notice it. And I just want to match people, and like I don't think I'm special in any way, shape, or form. So I have no idea what's normal and what's good. So I'll bag out the Northern Beaches just to mimic what other people are saying about it. Like but apparently there is a vibe that I'm not completely aware of that comes with it.
From being from the Northern Beaches.
Yeah.
See, this is looks like someone from the Northern Beaches right here. This isn't someone from the Northern Beaches.
Yeah.
This is. That's the how'd you actually get your sense of style and dress?
Well, like I said, by
the way, if people again haven't seen Asher, he's wearing suspenders?
Yeah,
you're wearing you've got a
I actually
blazer.
am like I said, I'm ripping off the 11th Doctor, but it's become me. But that made me so happy as a kid, just obsessing and becoming Doctor Who, and that was actually like a lot of kids learn how to talk and how to be from real people. I just by some anomaly managed to make my inspiration of how to be a good person from television.
Really? And Doctor Who specifically?
Yeah, and my accent was even more Britisher.
That's what I was about to say. You sound completely British.
I was like super British when I was like 11, but it's become a bit more Australian again. But yeah,
which is weird because Doctor Who is German.
Is it? What?
No.
It's by a Canadian, the Sydney Newman.
Oh, really?
It was done through the BBC though, so almost everyone's British.
Oh, okay.
But
imagine if what's his name? Louis Theroux was the next Doctor Who. He's just like, today I am Doctor Who. It's me, Louis Theroux.
I'm going to the Westminster Baptist Church. And they're like, come on, man, just leave us alone. We're doing our thing, you're doing your thing. Just stop interviewing us and putting us on TV, okay? How about you just leave us alone?
Louis Theroux's probably doing something good in that. I think I've always said
100%. Yeah.
The biggest problem in the world is that we've forgotten how to debate. I feel like that's the actual biggest problem in the world is that people. I think everyone should want their opinion to be changed. Like if I'm arguing that racism is bad, I feel like I am only a decent person if I'm willing to concede that racism is good at the end of it. If the argument's good enough.
Yeah, completely.
Like I feel like people just want to shut down, say the funny thing, and win an argument. Like people need to be nice to people they think are bad. Like that's the big. Like people need to listen, be willing to change on both sides.
I like that. I really, it's so important.
And I guess maybe like the natural comedian instinct is to not do that. Maybe there is a comedic element where it's funny to do the blunt shut down thing. I'm not sure. I don't think that's an actual problem.
I think comedians for the most part, like in history, like
play
the actual, they want to have the debate. Yeah. They want to kind of go to the stage and be like, hey, let's bring up an idea. I'm going to bring up an idea why racism is good.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I
well,
think
like
that's the natural comedic instinct.
I think most people would go for probably like a Dave Chappelle or a Louis C.K. to be like they're some of the best.
Yeah.
And they are two of the best at it. I would
and
say.
they do that exact thing where it's like, hey, let me kind of try to hit you guys with a completely different viewpoint. See if I can kind of get you on my side.
But if we are thinking about like what
Men.
you're saying about Ben.
Men.
Oh, men. Yeah. Oh. if we're thinking about what is it? You were saying people like comedians from the northern beaches or whatever.
Yeah, I think either people instantly assume they'll be elitist or they are elitist. I've noticed people if they mention that they're from the North Shore. I never mention where I'm from because I don't know what that means. Like I would only say where I'm from if I knew what that said about me, and I don't know what that says about me, so I wouldn't say it. There's no point.
Elitist. You like Stan Lee, and that's it.
Stanley
You're
Lieber.
you're an elitist. Get it? Stan Lee.
Stanley is
elitist.
Jewish, I'm pretty sure.
Is he?
Well, he passed away recently.
I
but
don't
yeah.
know if Steve Ditko's definitely Jewish. I don't know if Stanley is. Like in the Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie, he has a Jewish wedding. He stomps the glass. That was so. Peter Parker is considered at least Jewish in some continuities, and he's modelled off of Steve Ditko, who's Jewish.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Yeah.
Right. I think about so many, like especially that scene, like the stamping on the glass and the Mazel Tov thing, and then like when I was a kid, for instance, you watch so many movies with that in it. And I never knew. I never was like,
but with a woman's neck instead of the glasses. A guy with Timberland boots stamping on a woman's neck.
I guess in cinema,
I was making
that's
a
just
home
more
movie.
visually interesting, right? Like it's got a nice crunch sound. That's a good way to show a wedding. Like it's more interesting than a kiss because there's a sound, an extra tactile reaction to it, I guess. So,
and stuff for like
I literally I've been to one wedding in my life. It was an Islamic wedding, but it wasn't in Islam culture, or in at least that Islamic culture. It was the wedding isn't the actual wedding. It's more of an after party. They call it the wedding, but the actual big thing I wasn't invited to. But so I have no idea what a real wedding's meant to be like. And I only knew it was a Jewish thing because in the commentary for Spider-Verse, they said, oh, look, he's having a Jewish wedding. So I'm like, oh, I guess stamping on the glass must be Jewish. So
Yeah.
Muslim wedding
Go on.
is committing an act of terrorism, killing yourself, and then the after party, the 51 virgins in heaven.
51.
Is how many virgins?
I don't know.
49 or something like that.
But it's actually raisins is the literal translation. I thought it's 72 raisins.
Raisins. So they're all
72.
dried up grapes.
Oh, raisins is metaphorical.
72 virgins.
Maybe. It could be.
That would be a pretty good after party.
But
Do they really say 72 grapes?
It's raisins.
Raisins. That's right. Sorry. Yeah.
Imagine going up, like literally
But I
killing
think,
yourself
I think,
and getting a box of raisins afterwards.
The mistranslation.
My friend, you have this
wasn't-
completely wrong. Yes,
Yeah.
This is the raisins you're getting, not
Yeah.
virgins.
The
no.
mistranslation
I'm getting
wasn't into English. The mistranslation was actually a mistranslation on the people reading it, who actually believed it as well. I think whatever the book that said, if you sacrifice yourself for a holy cause, you'll get 72 virgins. I think they believed it was virgin humans as well. But the original text, same as how like in the Bible, it actually says 666 is the sign of the beast, which is like that's actually like a really fun meta thing because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's basically a sign like, oh, now that we've put it out there that 666 is the sign of the beast, we know who anyone that
See,
who
3
takes it-
6s, the 3
anyone
beasts.
who takes it lightly must be celebrating the devil. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's actually true because writing that made it true. They could have put any number down and it would have been the sign of the beast. But the thing is,
that's a great point.
But the thing is, the actual earliest version of that excerpt we have is 616, not 666.
616.
Which is also what Marvel Comics calls their primary continuity, 616. So maybe...
Wait, so this birthmark... Wait a minute.
Stone Cold Steve Austin comes in, Austin 316. Glass breaks.
Was that on purpose that the Marvel Universe did that, do you
I
think?
don't know. Probably not. Because I think that was a recent discovery. They found the earlier passage like shredded and worn and only recently put it back together. But But yeah, like the 72 virgins thing, I've always wondered, like,
Why would you want
so is
72
the assumption
virgins?
if they're virgin humans?
Why would you want them?
Does that
though?
imply that you'll be having sex with them, or are they just like good company? Virgins
They're just
are
hanging out.
But
Then
like,
they could be like old women. They could
Hey,
be
we never
40-year-old.
said we were girl virgins.
But also, if
What?
the
What's up?
point is
DeAndre.
that
I've been waiting here for
some
40 years.
belief that if the point is that there's some belief that virgins are good for having sex with, does that mean like you're dead for good once the 72 are no longer virgins, or is there just
That's true.
or is there a different afterlife, or are you just
Or every
spending-
time you have sex with one of those 72, they replace them with a virgin.
and like
so you can never
oh, so
sleep with
there's
someone who's
always
experienced.
72. So you can have
Or
so
forever.
instead of so you can have a 73 way at the most at any one time. With
Yeah.
Virgins, but the thing is like so assuming that you're meant to have sex with them, like can you still hang out with your buds? Like, are you like in like solitary confinement?
And you've
with
just got 72
only 72
virgins.
strangers that you've just met for the first time, and there's no other heaven.
And they're
And they're
already
virgins.
really good friends.
They're virgins,
They're
so they're not
already really-
interesting as well.
They're already
Like, they're nerdy.
really good friends. Have already talked a bunch
Yeah.
but yeah, like
before you got there, and then you're just like this loser.
Hey.
but it would be really
Please.
sad
Hey, girls.
if like
I just
if
sacrificed
you
myself.
actually bonded with one of them, got along, and then at one point in eternity you had sex with them. They're no longer a virgin. What if they just disappear because they're no longer a virgin and that wasn't part of the deal? That would be really sad.
And then
Worth
the
it.
one you're friends with, you don't want to have sex with because she'll disappear. And God's like, do it, or else you're gay.
but I've
Allah's
got
like,
this weird
"Go on,
assumption
do it. What,
that
you
it
gay?"
is like that it's not actually a permanent afterlife. That it is just like oh, here's a little bit extra tacked onto life, and then proper death.
As soon as you have sex with these 72 girls, it's done.
Or
So-
maybe you don't even have to have sex with them. Like, it's just an opportunity for, like, maybe, like, okay, you have 30 minutes to eat all these raisins, and then...
That's true.
Yeah, and then...
Right, move along.
Then-
Move along.
then-
We've only got this apartment rented out for half an hour.
You're trying to eat them. It's like, come on, man. Oh, yeah, you gotta go. Sorry.
Yeah, and
Anyway,
then,
you're
then
dying
you're
now.
dead. And that's kind of nice. That's kind of like there's just a little bit
Bonus.
more context to life. Like you can look back at it. Here's like a little reward, but still it had meaning because you're dead.
It's like the
Oh,
end
you
of
know
a
what you
movie.
could do?
End of a Marvel movie where
know
it
what you
kind of like has that bonus scene at the end.
You know,
Like you thought the movie was over, and it's
That would
like,
be great if instead of shawarma at the end of Avengers, they just get 72 raisins.
I've got the
That'll
perfect
be-
way. You can keep all the virgins there. All you have to do is just masturbate in front of them.
And
I've
that's
found a hack.
that's why Louis C.K. is getting ready for it because he's like so successful, has so much money, and he's like, I'm gonna be living for a while. I want to make sure this completely gets me off. So like, by the time
the
I
time
die, I get my 72 virgins. All I'm gonna do is masturbate in front of them and live forever.
I think that
Some guy who's horned up. What are we? A minute?
that's
minute eight?
that's our
Minute
time,
9.
fellas. So
Okay.
I guess
Any-
we'll call it a wrap there. But yeah,
Anything
is
else
that-
you want to add on, Asher? Any crazy experiences?
I don't know. Like that's too broad a question for me to answer. Like I don't know how to say it. Like
Is-
invite me back, and I'm sorry for being terrible. And
You're great.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's a
the
great app.
crazy thing. I feel like everyone that comes on here has kind of had that feeling, and we definitely did when we started it. But it's not even that, man. It just feels like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you were great, and it was really fun having you
Thank
on.
you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, man. I like hanging out with you a
Oh
bunch.
yay! I have friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, anything else you want to leave us on? Any message to the people?
Oh God, I don't know.
You've got a big spike in viewership recently, so yeah,
Oh, shit.
if
Like,
people
I don't have
listening to
anything
this
to
and
sell.
whatever,
Just a thousand
find it.
people.
We're gonna be doing skits soon and stuff, so you can find that all on our Instagram, YouTube, and whatever. But yeah, fucking thanks for listening.
We may be. Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Sorry, but yeah, you
Yeah,
were gonna
anything
say
Yeah,
you
I
wanna
don't
add
have.
on?
I would love to have something to sell, but I don't. Like I tried to memorize like an advertisement as a joke. If you ask me what I want to plug, but I've forgotten. I was gonna like do Orson Welles' frozen peas. Like down in Lincolnshire, there's a farm run by Miss Buckley. In July, peas grow there. But I didn't memorize enough, so let's just keep it there.
Yeah. It's Peter Parker.
Yeah.
That could be a really good stage name. For
I
you
don't
as
think
well, Peter
Spider-Man's
Parker.
getting enough attention. It's a bit.
I think they need to
yeah.
do more of them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably
absolutely.
the issue. I think they need to start doing more Spider-Mans. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Peace out, world.
So long.
Guess we wrap it there. Talk to you soon.
And assalamu alaikum.